away, days burn, disintegrate, years roll along and fade. Don't let them slip away. Right here, right now, today. These are the good old days. Right here, right now, today. Hey, these are the good old days.
After the success of Batman in 1989 and the Batmania hype machine that got it there, in the summer of 1990, Disney tried to follow that act with Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy was a 1930s tough-as-nails cop from a comic strip, and he was trying to fight crime in the form of all the wacky gangsters in his rogues gallery, each one wilder than the last. And that summer, Dick Tracy was everywhere. It seemed to be the summer painted yellow. You couldn't look anywhere without seeing that bright, vibrant yellow color and Dick Tracy imagery. It was awesome. There was promotions with fast food places, there was promotions with potato chips. You couldn't get away from it. The merchandising was endless. There was trading cards, there was applause dolls, there was Hot Wheels style cars, and there was a great action figure line. Now the action figure line is a love it or hate it line. Because they're made by Playmates who had great success with the Ninja Turtles, the figures looked very specific and were in that Ninja Turtles form factor and were a little deformed. However, I loved them. I thought they were a lot of fun and it was a very distinct line, and to this day is still one of my favorite toy lines. The crown jewel of the toy lines, what really stood out, there was a police squad car and a mobster getaway car. And these cars are amazing. They are a crown jewel of any display space. Now, the figures were a little out of scale with these cars, but it didn't matter. You could fit figures in them and on them, and it was a ton of fun. And today we're going to look at one of those cars, the Dick Tracy squad car, which again, pops on any shelf. But the one I have needs some work to get back there. So we're going to take a look at the car and Dick Tracy himself and see if we can get them back in the fight.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Downtown holdup in progress. A police squad car is on the way with Dick Tracy himself at the wheel. Suddenly, Big Boy's getaway sedan speeds past them, going the other way. The police car turns in hot pursuit, and Tracy uses the siren to clear the streets of innocent citizens. Sure enough, it sounds like machine gun fire is coming from the getaway vehicle. How will Dick Tracy stop them now? Find out next time. Dick Tracy! From Playmates.
Alright, so here is our Dick Tracy squad car. And like I say, they're such a cool car, but this one is in rough shape. It's missing so much. It's missing the siren on top, it's missing the spotlight on the side, it's missing the front headlights, it's missing the rear tail lights, it's missing the front bumper there, and of course the passenger side door. So we are going to start with the door and see if we can't make one up. Alright, now here is our door. Now I've cut the file into two pieces so we can just have a white piece and a black piece and snap them together. And then that fits great. Beautiful. And then we should just be able to snap this door into place. And we should more or less have ourselves a passenger door here that's going to work quite nicely. Just fit it in here. And yeah, it looks like that's going to fit there for the most part. And yeah, once we have it seated in there, the hinges should work and it should just open and close like a door. Alright, that worked out great. So the next thing we're going to do is this front bumper. It's you know, kind of looks like an old 30s Roadster bumper. Let's see if we can't make one up.
had plenty of nothing, which was fine with me because I had rhythm, music, love. The sun, the stars, and the moon above had the clear blue sky and the deep blue sea. That was when the best things in life were free. Then time went by and now I get plenty of plenty, which is fine with me cause I still got love, I still got rhythm. But look at what I got to go with them. Who could ask for anything more, I hear you query? Who could ask for anything more? Well, let me tell you, dearie. Got my diamonds, got my yacht, got a guy I adore. I'm so happy with what I got. I want more. Count your blessings, 1, 2, 3. I just hate keeping score. Any number is fine with me, as long as it's more. As long as it's more. I'm no mathematician. All I know is addition. I find counting.
All right, so here's our bumper, and happy with the way it looked and turned out. And it should, if we did our job right, just snap onto these 2 pegs underneath here, and it should just snap into place. There we are, and there we go. That's looking great. That worked out really, really nicely. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna look at here is up on top. There's this siren that it had, and not like a light siren. It was like a bullhorn that made the noise, and so we're gonna make one of those up and stick it on top. All right, so here's our little siren dome here, and it should just fit right into this hole, and there we are. That actually fit nice and snug, and so that's looking great. All right, now the next thing is on the driver's door. There was a little spotlight here, I guess, for hunting gangsters at night. So again, it's another dome. We're gonna make another dome here and stick it on the door. All right, and here is our little door spotlight. Beautiful. And just stick it on the door here, and this squad car is really starting to come together. Now the next thing we're going to look at is the tail lights on this, and this kind of had some aerodynamic kind of groovy tail lights here, and so we're going to see if we can't make up our own version of those. Alright, so here are our tail lights. Again, they're here in a 3-part print, so the black, then the metal rim, and then I used a translucent red for the tail light part at the end, and I think that looks fantastic. I'm very, very happy with the way that turned out and the way that that looks. So yeah, that's great there, and we have our tail lights. can't complain about that. This is really coming together nice, and it's really fun. Next up, we're going to do our headlights. There's the big, headlights you see in the front of the car here. So we're going to see if we can make some of those up. Alright, and here are our headlights. And I did those in a 3-part print as well. There's the black part, and then the metal rim, and then the lens itself, just to kind of give it some definition. And if we did our job properly, they should just snap onto these pegs. There we go. Took a little, they're snug, but they fit, which is what you want, I guess. And so those will be right. Put the second one on. And there you go. Our headlights are looking fantastic. That turned out really, really cool. Now, the other thing I did with these headlights was the lenses actually made them glow in the dark, so that you know, you can fight crime at night and kind of be spooky. I don't know, I just thought it'd be a fun thing to do to give this thing glow in the dark headlights. So there we are. And now the last thing that we're going to do is make up a sticker for this door so the two doors will match, because the doors have this big police logo on there. And so let's go to our PowerPoint spot and see if we can make a new sticker up. Alright, so here's our sticker, and it looks great. We're just going to cut it out, and once it's cut it out, we can stick it onto the door, and this squad car is going to be ready for action. That's great. I'm really happy with the way this came together. This was just a basic shell, and now she's ready for patrol. However, it needs somebody to drive it, so we're going to take a look at not just the car today, but we're going to take a look at the main character in the action figure line, Dick Tracy himself. So we've got to have a character with the car. So here is the Dick Tracy figure, and he's a rock solid figure. They're built to last, but you need to give him his weapons. He came with two. So the first one we're going to look at is his .45 handgun. See if we can't go to our 3D space and make up a replacement for it.
You faced it, I always get my man. Sooner or later you're gonna decide. Sooner or later there's nowhere to hide. Baby, it's time, so I waste it in chatter. Babe, the challenge delights me. The more you resist, babe, the more it excites me. And no one I've kissed, babe, ever fights me again. just a question of when I get a yen, then baby, amen. I'm counting.
All right, so here's the handgun that we made up, and I think it looks just like the one that came with the original toy, which is really exciting. Fits in his hand great, and he's ready to just, you know, take justice to the streets. But the other weapon he came with was this wooden kind of billy club to just wail on people with. So let's see if we can't make one of those for him. All right, so here is his billy club, and it was a simple design, but it turned out great. And so we're going to give this to Dick Tracy here, and now he is ready to take down Big Boy and the gang. So there you go. There's our restoration of a Dick Tracy squad car and Dick Tracy himself. I had so much fun with this. This is such a great toy. If you had as much fun as I did today, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment. I want to hear from you. Tell me what you'd like to see me do next or what you thought of this video. If you want to, you can support us on Patreon. But really, I just hope to see you back here for the next video.